Hey guys, today I tried something new and I decided to come share this with you guys. I actually made a pencil skirt, a simple pencil skirt with hips and boobs pad on it. So this is like the base of my skirt, and I went ahead to use this beautiful beaded lace to like wrap it up, because this is like what I am trying to like recreate, like to use this beaded lace to wrap this up. So I decided to just try it out because this is actually my first time of doing this, and trust me, it came out very beautiful. So I decided to say to come and share with everyone here, just in case you might be interested in this. So this is me trying to style this up. Trust me, it came out very beautiful. Honestly, I didn't know this is how everything will look. So without wasting much of our time, let's just get right into the video. In that video, I'm going to show you how you can get your hips and boobs pad. All right. Hey guys, today we are going to be learning how to make hip and boob pad. I don't know if that's how they call it though, but this is actually my first time trying this, and I decided to just film this tutorial and share with you guys what I was able to like come up with. So if you find this video interesting, do well to subscribe, stay tuned, share, comment, and let me know what you think about it in the comments section. So we are going to be starting by drafting a simple pencil skirt. All right, so if you don't want to be making a boobs and is it hip and boob pad like me, I'm just demonstrating what you can actually do here. So if you check on the starting line, which will serve as the waistline, I went up by 1.5 inches. Now if you are not making what I'm trying to make, you just want to make a simple pencil skirt, that 1.5 inches should be your waistband, like the band you're going to be attaching to your skirt by the time you are done. So that's why I'm just trying to take away 1.5 inches from it so that you understand better. So we're going to be starting by drafting a pencil skirt. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place my tape from that 1.5 inches and mark my hip depth. So because I'm not going to be adding a waistband to my skirt, there'll be no need for me to add that 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is to take away 1.5 inches. I'll place the tape exactly on the starting line, and from that point I'll start taking all my vertical measurements. I hope you understand. So if you are making a pencil skirt and you need to add waistband to it, take away 1.5 inch or 1 or 2 inches, as the case may be. So because I'm not taking away that, I'm just going to place my tape directly on the line, and I'm going to mark my hip depth. So waist to hip for me is 9 inches. So I marked 9 inches here, and after that I'm now going to take the full length of my skirt. All right, so I want to make a very short skirt, and from the beginning of this video you can already see what I'm trying to like make. So instead of marking 16 inches where I want it to stop, I'm going to mark this at 17 inches. Now this 17 inches is going to be like half inch along the waist area and half inch on the end of my skirt. So it's going to be like stitching allowance by the time I'm done cutting. I'll just show you how to join what I'm trying to say. So just go ahead and draw a line across those points we marked earlier, just like this. All right, so once you are done making this line, I'm just going to go ahead and then try to call this here. This is the waistline. All right, don't get confused. I marked W. So this is the hip and this is our hemline. That's the end of my skirt. So now that I'm done drafting out this, the next thing to do now is to take my vertical measurements. So on the waistline, I'm going to mark my round waist divided by 4. So my round waist is 36. All right, so I'm just trying to use my tape to divide it by 4. So 36 divided by 4, whatever I have, I'm just going to mark it here. Now from the center of my pattern paper, I'm going to mark what I have here. All right, so you mark it here. Now this skirt I'm about to make, I'm not going to be adding that to it. So if you are going to be adding that to your skirt, that means you will still need to add 1 inch for your dart on the waistline. After that point where you mark your round waist divided by 4, you're also going to add 1 inch for the dart. So because I'm not going to be adding that, I had to like proceed to the hip line. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So on the hip line here, I'm going to mark my round hip divided by 4. All right, so if you are adding that to your skirt, please make sure not to add it on the hip line. If you added that here on your waistline, there will be no need to add that on the hip line. All right, so as you can see, I didn't add that to the waist and as well on the hip. So if you're working with that, you want to add that, and you added that on the waistline, there will be no need to add that on the hip line. So you come to the hemline here, whatever you have on your hip line, you're going to remove 1 inch or 1.5 inches depending on how penciled you want your skirt to be. So I removed 1 inch and I added 1.5 inch of stitching allowance to all the points. So once you're done doing that, just go ahead and connect all those points. So once you're done connecting this, just go ahead and cut it out. And once you're done cutting this out, you just need to place this on your fabric and then cut it out. So when I'm cutting this on my fabric, I'll first cut out the front pieces, and for the back, I'm going to add 1.5 inch of zipper allowance to it. So I'm going to show you when we get to that. So guys, I'm done cutting this out, and this is what it looks like here. This is the center, like the front pieces. You have to cut it on fold, just like what I have here. So I'm also going to bring the back pieces. When you are cutting out the back pieces, you have to cut out 2 pieces for the back. All right, so when cutting, do well to also add your your zipper allowance to it. So I'm going to bring the back and then place it on top of each other so that you can see the difference. So the back will be a little bit wider than the front because of the zipper allowance I added to it. So when you place it together this way, you have something looking like this. So I hope you understand. So when you place it this way, you can see that the back right here is longer than the front. So you can see in between these points, the back is longer than the front. So you have to cut out 2 pieces for the back. So it's time to work on the reason why we are here, and I need you to be very, very attentively. I don't know, just pay attention to this point because this is like the main purpose of this video. So you are going to like start from, so we come to this part here. So you're not going to do this on the part that it is straight on your pattern paper. You're going to do this on the curved area. All right, so from the shoulder line, you first come down by 1 inch. All right, come down by 1 inch. All right, so from that 1 inch point, I'm going to come down or come in from my hip line. Now you're not going to come in from the part that is straight, you come in from the part that is curved. So I marked half of my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. So on the point where I came down by 1 inch, I'm also going to come down by 13 inches. All right, I don't know how you can go away with this calculation, but I think 13 inches will work well. Some persons prefer to use 13.5. So once you're done connecting, you are going to connect all those 3 points. So let me shift this a little bit towards the curved area. So remember 13 inches here, and on this other part here, I will just connect the line across just like this. All right, so once you're done connecting it this way, you're going to now connect all those 3 points. So you can use your curved rule if you are very okay with it, or you can go ahead and make use of your free hand. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and use my free hand to connect a curve from this point down to this point here, and I'll now connect from that very point along the hip line down to my 13 inches point, just like this. It is as simple as this. Can you see? So we've gotten one part of it. All right, so the next thing we are going to do now is to keep this aside and let's work on the back pieces. I also went ahead to draft out a pattern, another pattern for the back. Now the only difference between this and the front is the zipper allowance line, just like we did. So it's basically the same thing, the same way we did for the front, that's how you're going to do same to the back. All right, so from the shoulder, from the waistline, sorry, come down by 1 inch, and from that 1 inch point you come down by 13 inches. Now you're going to come to the hip line here, and on the line that is close to the zipper allowance line, you're also going to go out by 1 inch. So the back is somehow different from the front. So you can see from the zipper allowance line, you go in by 1 inch on your hip line, and you're going to connect from this 1 inch point we came down by from the waistline back to the hip line like this. Can you see? So once you've connected this, you're now going to connect from the hip line now back to the 13 inches point we marked earlier. So you can see the way I connected mine. So you're going to connect it just like this. So it's as simple as this. And the next thing you're going to do now is to cut this out. This is what I had after I was done cutting mine, and these are the 2 patterns we'll be using. So the next thing I'm going to do is to now bring my foam. Now I don't know if that's what they call it. If you know the name, please let me know in the comment section. But I'll be using this foam here. You can get this in a fashion shop, like where they sell all fashion materials. Just ask them for this and they will give you. But I got mine from a carpenter. Yeah, I got this from a carpenter close to me. All right, because I didn't know it was very expensive. When I went to get it in a fashion shop, it was really expensive, like for a yard. I was told a yard of this was about 2,400 or 2,800 as just so. And I saw this in a carpenter shop close to me, and then I asked him to like give me half of this. So you can actually get this in a carpenter's shop. I think it will be very cheap. It will be cheaper because they don't know what you are going to be using this for. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out 2 pieces for the both of them. So guys, I'm done cutting this out. Now there's something I want you to know. Before you go ahead to cut out your pattern paper after drafting this, I'll advise you first of all label it, like give it some mark so you know exactly where the upper part and the down part of this pattern is, because as you can see, I was just trying to like figure this out, like where is the upper part and where is the down part. Like I was confused because I didn't actually like give it some mark before cutting this out. So it is very advisable that you do that before you cut it out so you don't be stuck here just like me. So I'm going to show you what I'm trying to see. All right, so I've gone ahead to remove these patterns here, and the straight line you can see here is actually my hip line. So that means this point here demarcates where the upper part and the down part is. So what I'm going to do is to now call this this is the back part. This is the back pattern, remember. So this right here is the upper part and this right here is the down part. So please make sure you draft it out before you cut it on your pattern. And then for this other part here, same thing, I'm going to also call this other part the upper part, and where we have the demarcation around the hip line will be the down part. So please make sure to do this before you cut this on your pattern so you don't get stuck. So this is what I was trying to say here, and I have gone ahead to label all of them this way, so this way I won't get confused. I also went ahead to do same thing on the foam. All right, so make sure you do same thing on the foam so you don't get confused. Now if you can see clearly, you can see that I actually made another line towards this point that measures 1 inch. All right, so it's 1 inch, and this foam I'm using is actually ½ inch. All right, so my round hip is 42 and I decided to use ½ inch of this foam, but you can also get about 1 inch if your hip is more than 40 inches. If your hip is like 44, as the case may be, just get more than ½ inch of this foam. Just get at least 1 inch. All right, so next thing I'm doing is to like cut off this part to make it very smooth, like very smooth on this part here that I drew 1 inch, just following that line. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'll continue trimming off this part. This is just like to make the hip pad very flat and not visible for someone to be able to identify that okay, you actually added something to it. So this helps it looks very natural, like it's just going to be very natural and not visible. So I'll just keep doing this for the 4 pieces. So this was what I could come up with, and I think this video is a little bit too long. I don't want it too long. All right, so I'm going to stop right here, and in my next video I'll show you guys how to attach this to your skirt. All right, so if you love everything about this video, let me know what you think about it in the comment section, and let me know if you'll be trying this as well. Just like I said, this is my first time trying this, and trust me, it came out very beautiful. Like when I put on my skirt, I was so in love with everything, how my hips was like, now. So I was so happy about everything, and thank God for fashion. Thank God for fashion. All right, so see you guys in my next video where we are going to be learning how to fix this to your skirt. Bye.